Live now.
All right. Well, welcome everybody. Thanks for coming to the meeting. I'm Bob Johnson, NoBe Bosco Summer Camp Director. Little bit different tonight for a couple reasons. Obviously, we normally do this in person at the Fair Lawn Rescue Hall, so that is clearly not happening tonight. And also, we do have more than just the camp leaders joining us today. We do have lots of other people joining us today. Before we even get started, we do have to thank our council host, Chris Clark. He is our tech manager extraordinaire. He really handles almost all the Zoom meetings we have. He's the one letting you in as you join the waiting room. He's the one recording this and putting it up on YouTube so you can look at it a little bit later. So again, I really appreciate that, Chris. We are live at camp. Here we are. I'm in the camp office. Mark is up at the A field. Wave, Mark, and say something.
Hi, everybody. How are you?
And Todd Shuren is off site. Will be joining us tomorrow after a pickup. So wave,
hey,
you got to say something there, Todd.
I know. I'm trying. Hey, everyone. Evening. Thanks for coming.
And then our program director, Matt Sigler, is down at the campfire site. So wave hi and say something there, Matt Sigler.
It's good to see everybody. Hope to see you here.
Yes, we sure do. Our office manager, Matt Austin, is sadly at home because he is not 18 years old yet and has not joined us. But say something and wave a little bit, Matt, if you would, please. He was, oh, you may have him muted, Chris.
Yeah, he's muted.
Sorry, Matt Austin, but he is there and connected. Ann Murphy, our council secretary and master signer upper, is at the council office tonight monitoring the meeting, and she's the one who's been just doing a yeoman's job of getting all the merit badge signups and all your registrations for us. It is kind of crazy, as I'm sure everybody knows. And also from the council, Mike Worth is listening in, and he'll pop in as needed if anything comes up. We hope to have Bruce Lemkin, our rifle range director, with us. He usually comes to the meeting in Fair Lawn, but wherever he is in camp right now is apparently not quite connecting. So we can hopefully talk to him and forward some questions if they come up. I have a relatively short list. We have a couple things we're going to show you. We're going to open it up to questions. Mark is going to monitor questions through the chat. So again, let me get through everything though before you start asking questions, because you may be asking something that I'm going to answer as I go through my list of items here. First and foremost, I know many of you have already heard this, but I did want to give you our camp scenario. We did not want to just run merit badges. So many councils across the Northeast and all the way through the down south are just running merit badges. We wanted to run camp. Anybody can run merit badges. Anybody can do a merit badge factory. The county health department was comfortable with us just bringing in our adult staff. So we decided we would bring in everyone we could, and we would connect everyone to us virtually. That's where same camp spirit, new locations came from in our NoBe Everywhere concept. So we're quarantining together up here. So we came into camp, everybody had their COVID tests, everybody's getting daily temperature checks, everybody had the council checklist to go through of any potential symptoms. So when you see the staff, when we're doing the campfires, when we're doing the programs, we're obviously not going to be in masks because we have quarantined together up here. Again, I mentioned this before, I'll mention this again. There is no other scout camp out there doing this. None, zero, period. If you find one, let me know, because we have not found anybody. As I said, they're offering merit badges, even some events, but no one has a staff running their camp at camp, and that's where we are. So we do need your signups, however, from your parents and from your scouts. This does not come for free, and the cost is a very minimal $150 per week. So again, if you haven't signed up or if you haven't pushed the kids in your troop, just think in a week or two when they're driving their parents and their families out of their minds. It'll be great to be signed up and to join us here at camp to give us something to do, something that we're really hoping is for them to be very independent of their families. I wanted to put up on screen a sample schedule for a day, and this would be what the scouts as well as the leaders would receive by email daily. They do not need to go for 5 merit badges, but they can. We would like the scouts to be doing this all on their own, just at camp. We don't want parents to have to provide the supervision. So we'll see if how good I am at technology here. I am going to open up the schedule, and then Chris Clark, I know you've given me permission. I'm going to try to share the screen. Hey, I think I can do it. And I'm sharing my screen, so hopefully everybody can see. Welcome to NoBe Everywhere Monday. So again, by email, scouts as well as leaders who've registered are going to receive this. So this is a typical schedule, and it'll be different every day. Reveille at 8 a.m., breakfast at 9 a.m., in keeping with the typical schedule that people have been keeping, a little different than the normal camp schedule. We'll have our suggestion in here for a menu for the breakfast item. We'll run morning colors, and we'll do a YouTube live link to those morning colors. Our staff will be there raising the flags. Merit Badge Session 1, Merit Badge Session 2. Again, the scouts will receive the information for how they log in for that. Our suggestion for lunch on Monday, of course, grilled cheese, our favorite. 1 o'clock siesta, great time to get together with your patrols. And we're asking the senior patrol leaders to do that. And of course, the leaders to get the senior patrol leaders to do that. On Monday, we're going to have a 1 p.m. leaders meeting. We'll make sure that, again, if you are registered at the website as a leader, you'll get that link to the meeting. I'll have a few things to talk about, and then we'll do our traditional 8-point safe swim defense and safety afloat. 3 more merit badge sessions, evening colors. Again, we'll use a live link for that. Our suggestion for dinner, of course, to match our menu. It was really good tonight, incidentally. And then all face Vesper service there at 7:30, 8:30, our opening campfire. Again, they'll have a live link, and they'll be able to connect and watch that. Sunday night, we'll send you this information email. Also, Father Mike does come in to do his Catholic Mass. So we have the all face service there on Monday also. And then you'll see at the bottom, there'll be a bunch of different things depending on the day. So we have In the Kitchen with Jay, discussion of camp awards, discussion of senior patrol leaders meeting, our virtual trading post, which as you are signed up, you are led to when you sign up for the merit badges, especially if you need some supplies for it. So that's a typical sample schedule for the scout. The Thursday before the week starts is when the merit badge sign up will be cut off. So again, if you wait till after Thursday, you're not going to be able to get in and pick those merit badges that you want. And that's the Thursday before each week. Obviously, our preference is to sign up right now, even if you're going 4th week. But as you go through weeks of the summer, the cutoff is not till the Thursday before. So this Thursday would be the cutoff for signing up for merit badges for our first week of camp. We're also going to have a sample schedule, of course. It'd be very similar for stuff for the leaders, just to keep you involved with camp and your scouts. We want the senior patrol leaders attending their meetings, and they're going to, again, get those links for that. There's a place for them to check off when they register that they are either the senior patrol leader or the camp senior patrol leader is what we really call them. And again, we want them to keep in daily contact with their scouts, having patrol meetings, trying to record skits or songs to show on Friday's campfire. And Mark's going to talk a little bit about that a little bit later. I think he is. So we have added a lot of badges that are not normally on the camp list. Again, you can take a look at the website, just Google NoBe Everywhere, and you can find our full list of badges. This gives some extra opportunities. We have a lot of the traditional badges also. I also mentioned that logistics are going to be quite interesting. Regulars know that our internet is quite limited at camp. We have no fiber or no cable, that is for sure. And it's tricky. It's doable, but it's tricky. And I'm going to bump to Mark now, who's going to fill you in on how the scouts are going to get all the information about what they're going to do each day.
All right. So once we shut down registration on Thursday night, which will be about Thursday at midnight, we're going to compile that list together, and we're going to share a document out to each individual scout. It'll look something like this, but personalized to the scout themselves. And it'll have a list of links to Google Classrooms. Most high school students, most elementary and middle school students are going to be familiar with Google Classroom, having used it for the past couple of weeks, if not for the past couple of years. They'll go in there and they'll enter into one of our classrooms that we're going to create. Our staff this week is out there planning and developing exactly how they're going to teach the merit badges. And they've created classrooms for each of their badges. I'm going to show you First Class Adventure because they've got a pretty neat setup to it. But what they're doing is they're going to have their introductory meeting for it. They're going to have the different tasks and adventures that they go on, which will give them instructions as to what they're going to be completing throughout the week. If a scout ends up in the wrong merit badge, if the scout ends up in the wrong classroom or is disconnected from it, we'll kind of troubleshoot that as it goes. But we're going to try and watch to make sure that they're able to get in there and really see these things in real time. Hopefully they'll be in there by Sunday night, and our counselors are going to give them a link to the first Zoom meeting on Monday. And this might be at 10:01 or this might be at 10:30, but it'll tell them what time they're supposed to be there for their first class and their first session so that they can interact and learn and see from the counselors.
All right, thanks, Mark. That's great. And I think, as everybody knows, this is new to everybody. So it's new to all our counselors who are setting up the classes, figuring out how to make them interesting, entertaining, having things to do. It's certainly new to the scouts and the parents and the leaders who are signing up online to join and to register. So it is all new. But at this point, we really feel it's going to be fun and exciting. I did mention the leaders a couple times. I do need to be able to send information and meeting links out to leaders each week. You can actually go to our website and register as a leader, and that will put you on our list. Also, when the scouts sign up, they can list a leader. Those names will also go on to the weekly list. Same thing as I mentioned with the SPLs. When they register at the website, they can mark that they are the camp SPL, and they will get special information to us. I'm going to emphasize once again, I know I've said this way too many times, and I apologize, but we want to again emphasize getting scouts to sign up. Waiting until the week before does impact our preparation time and ability. So we need folks coming any of the weeks during the summer to be signing up now. Doesn't mean you can't go and sign up the week before. We've set it up so you can do that. But if you can do it now, it really is very, very helpful to us. And then the last thing I really wanted to make, what's that?
Just to piggyback on that, we're watching in almost real time what our class signups are. And we're moving around counselors based on what the signups are. So if all of a sudden on Friday night, we have a huge influx, or Thursday night, we have a big influx of people, we may not be able to move the counselors around in the same way. So we want to try and do that pretty long in advance if we can.
So yeah, that's another thing that will really help us plan and prepare. So when you consider the alternatives, this is really going to be a great experience for the kids joining us for the summer. As you know, we can't have the kids up in a resident camp, either in our state, but again, we're trying to do the best next thing, having lots of things for them to do. So at this point, I am going to bump to Mark to start looking at the chats and maybe reading off questions, and then we'll see which one of us will want to answer those.
Sure. The first question that was out there is there a specific link to register as a leader? I just sent it to somebody privately by accident, but I'll send it out to everybody. It's posted on the website, the same place you would have clicked on for a link for registration for your scouts. It says Scoutmaster registration. There is no charge for it. So if you know you have scouts who are coming, you're more than welcome to sign up. And you'll be able to get the daily emails, the updates, and information like that. Gary asks, will we receive a roster of the scouts with merit badges that they're taking? What I'm looking to do now, and what I think will be the most practical for both sides of this, is we're going to publish our merit badge grid sheets. Just like around camp, where you would be able to walk around and check in with a counselor and see what's going on. You as a leader could log on to this and look for the scouts in Troop 27. So you may not have a specific roster of what's going on for each kid, but we may also be able to do that. I have to look at how the data comes out. Dan asked, is FCA sign up going to occur along merit badge sign up? Yes. That's currently up there live right now. Our first class adventure program, which is our new scout program, is going to be run from 2 to 4 o'clock. And when you go to register for the merit badges, you go to register for the sessions, it's listed as one of the sessions that are there. Moto G7 Play says, what about the blue cards? At the end of the week, our counselors are going to write out the blue cards for all of the scouts who are participating. They're going to sign them off if they're passes. They'll fill out partials if they're partials. And then we're going to mail them out to the scout's address. We believe it's important that the scout gets the actual blue card. It's really cool at the Eagle ceremony, in my opinion, at least, to have that binder of all the blue cards.
And then
So it's important that they get it to the leaders after camp.
Yeah, just to add to that, Mark, obviously the leaders will still need, as always, to sign off their approval on the merit badge and the receiving of that merit badge. So we obviously are not doing that. That still has to be done by the troop.
Jim asks, if the SPL did not check the box to register as SPL, how else can they register? On the first initial kind of email blast that goes out to everybody, it'll give the opportunity for them to link to become the SPL, which will then mean that they'll get the.
Uh-oh, that's not good. We have temporarily lost Mark Jenkins. Let me see if I can see some of the chat here until we get
I can
Mark.
field some of them as well until we get Mark back. Let's see. He was saying that there's a link that they can actually pull up and become the SPL for the week. Let's see.
They'll receive, as I said, he said they'll receive that email when they receive.
97.
There's Mark. There we go. You're back. Now you know what I mean when I was talking about logistics.
Each week, you would only need to sign up for the leader to be a leader in the weeks that you have scouts in those weeks. So that's, again, we're still trying to get the whole troop to sign up for the same week. That way they can have the experience with all the same kids from the same troop, patrol leader, SPL, and all that. But if you have multiple kids signing up multiple weeks, then we can have you sign up for multiple weeks. Yeah. And do you have to sign up? You can just send us something and we could carry your registration over for another week.
Keep going there, Todd.
Yeah, if our scouts, I'm trying to read it. So if our scouts are signed up for all 4 weeks scattered throughout, are the scoutmasters able to sign up for all 4 weeks? Absolutely. So yeah, you can be the scoutmaster, and then, if you have a, bigger troop where they're signing up all over the place, you can certainly hang out with us for 4 weeks. And by the end of the 4 weeks, maybe help us out.
Todd, I was going to say they'll have our campfires memorized by then.
Yeah. That's what I said. You can be a participant. If a scout parent made a mistake and they do need to change their scout's merit badge schedule after they signed up, how do they go about doing so? Again, they could, email is always the best way to get in contact with us, believe it or not. Phone calls are fine too, but they could just email myself or Mark, and we can handle putting that change through. And Murphy at council office can also do changes to those as well. How do we find the supply list for art?
So when I was going to say, Todd, when they actually sign up for the merit badge, it's actually listed there under art. There's like a prerequisite section. Correct. I don't think there's anything we're mailing to them. There's a list of, I think, 4 things that they need to have, and that would be there in that prerequisite section. If they Google NoBe Everywhere, it should be one of the things listed there under the merit badges on the left.
For art merit badge, they have to paint or they have to make a drawing in 4 different styles. So one is pen and paper, one is pencil and paper, one will be computer animated or computer drawn. And then the 4th one would be something else that they would need to have. So watercolors, pastels, crayons or markers. Todd, I think I'm behind on questions. So if you want to keep.
All right, we're down to, I have scouts taking FCA. Will they be grouped and how far will they have advanced?
If you look online on the merit badge registration page, we listed out all the requirements that we're going to be working on. Right now, our FCA, at least for week 1, was about 15 scouts. So we go through tenderfoot to first class. So there's a good variety of requirements that they'll be able to work on.
Does a scout need to sign up for the Trail to Eagle program?
Everyone who's taking part in the citizenship merit badge and communications will receive an email on Monday with a link to the Zoom link for Trail to Eagle. If they've taken it before, then they don't have to attend. But if they haven't taken it, then they do need to attend.
Mark, if you could emphasize for everybody the eligibility to be in that Trail to Eagle program.
For Trail to Eagle, our traditional requirements in physical camp is you need to be have gone to summer camp or be in your third year of a summer camp, as well as being the star rank. Obviously, a lot of people have fallen a little bit behind. They maybe still be first class and everything but the border review because they weren't necessarily able to do that. So we're going to be a little bit more flexible with that this year. But they still should be either for everything but the border review for star and an experienced camper.
When will scouts get their prerequisites?
Prerequisites have been out since the day we launched the website. So everything is posted there. Scouts should complete most of those requirements beforehand. I use Sit in the Community as the example of, could they attend a virtual meeting during the week? Yes. But they should try to do that beforehand just because who knows how busy they'll be that week.
How do we designate a senior patrol leader?
Senior patrol leader will sign up at the on the website on Monday. They'll be given a link that they can identify themselves as the SPL.
When is the cutoff for placing the order for the basketry and wood carving parcels to get them in the mail?
I would say, well, it depends on how far away you are from us, I would say. I would try to do it the Monday before. We've actually just gone live with our trading post. It's now linked. I'm going to put a link in the chat here. Right now, it's just the supplies for basketry and wood carving, but it will have a couple more things when I get a chance to put them up tonight. So,
Mark, when I went to the post office today and I dropped off a number of parcels going out, they were all going to Jersey locations. She said everybody was going to get them either Tuesday or Wednesday. So the delivery service is pretty great. Obviously, if we can get that by Monday, then we can assure you get it in time for the badge. But the post office is doing a great job with our deliveries.
Do we as leaders sign off on prerequisites?
Yes. So a lot of the way that the prerequisites can work is that the leader could sign off on them. The scout could physically bring or could virtually send a copy of what he's done for it, or they can share a video or a picture of what's happened for it. It depends on what the requirement is. If it was signing off on the 20 nights, that would probably be a leader sign off. It was saying, have you attended a town council meeting? That would probably be the scout with a picture of him at the town council meeting or the agenda.
And Mark, if I'm not mistaken, we're going to rely on our individual merit badge counselors to remind the scouts that, hey, for this prerequisite, you need to have your leader send me an email, that type thing.
Yes, exactly. They'll reach out and they'll make it known kind of what the best way to get that out is.
How long after a scout is registered will they receive a confirmation of registration? If so, how long after that can they sign up for merit badges?
I believe it comes pretty instantly. And if you're still on the call and want to chime in on that, you get the merit badge registration link at the bottom of the receipt for your week at camp. And I'm pretty sure Double Knot turns that around fairly quickly.
Yeah.
Yep, as soon as they pay, they should get the confirmation.
Yeah, so they have a scout from the 15th that signed up and didn't get it. They should check their spam folders, things like that. They should have got an
Or
instant.
check their child's. Some people put their youth's email in as the main one instead of their own.
Got it. Does the SPL have to sign up for all 4 weeks if we have scouts signed up going all 4 weeks?
No, it'd be great if he did though, or she did. No, so essentially the troop can decide that they could act as a smaller unit or a patrol within for that week, or they could elect a camp SPL who could serve for that week in that position.
Do we have to register for FCA as well as merit badges they have chosen?
Yes, so FCA is 2 periods. It's from 2 to 4. That leaves 3 other periods that scouts could choose merit badges if they want to. They don't have to do all 5 periods, but they're certainly more than welcome to if they choose to.
Let's see. Will NoBe use prerequisite forms this year available on the web?
Yes, they will. I'm going to be working on that tonight, actually, of getting it out there and making it really easy to submit that stuff, hopefully.
Will there be any troop-centric activities?
We're trying to figure out the best way that we can do that. We do offer the honor troop this year. And we're encouraging scouts to hold PLC meetings, to get together as a troop, to possibly do a skit or virtually record a skit for Friday night. All of that will be worked at the SPL meetings, but it's not going to be the same troop level games as we'd be able to get in person.
This one really isn't just a question, it's more of a comment. My scouts registered for different weeks. Again, that's fine. They can't all register for the same weeks, but we like the majority of the troop or patrol, et cetera, to get that experience of the patrol and troop centered, relationship during the week. We registered, but we didn't see an option to sign up for merit badges. I think we covered that one. They should get their email immediately. And it's at the bottom of their registration receipt. It's actually highlighted. I have a first class scout that is 1 merit badge away from star and wants to sign up for Trail to Eagle. Can he sign up for it? That's an easy. Go ahead, Mike.
Yes, so that's that's the flexibility here where it's everything but the board review. So that should be okay.
Todd and Mark, there's a question. There it is. A question from Mark Brill to everyone. We need his question. It was a one-word question. What do you think that one word was?
I was going to keep scrolling until we got to it, but it starts with a TH and ends with an eam.
Yes, it does. I think we should answer Mark's question before we look at any of the other questions.
All right, let me close this chat down and let's see if we can answer his question.
So take it away, Todd. Everybody make sure you're watching on screen.
Where on earth is Carmen Sandiego?
All right.
You're muted, Bob.
You're muted.
But so that was really awesome. Appreciate seeing that. That's the first time I've seen that also. Matt Sigler, if you have a good connection, I'm putting you on the spot here. Could you maybe just a little bit fill everybody in on some of the theme-related activities we'll be trying to do each week?
So this theme, while unfortunately we're not being at camp, so we have to change the way that we reach out to have this theme. So a lot of the things that we're going to do is going to involve more puzzle-based activities featuring the individual scout and ways that they can interact with Carmen Sandiego. Carmen Sandiego will be posting videos of herself and other people as she leaves clues behind after what she stole and trying to work up to her master grand scheme of stealing the new trading post. As you get new videos throughout the week, they will leave you clues on how to solve puzzles within the forms that will be sent to you. It's completely okay for the scouts to work together to send messages to their friends. Maybe they'll figure out one of the puzzles and then they'll text all their friends. That is kind of expected and hope that we want them to work together. And we're basically going to use this as a way to send our theme to them, and it'll be through videos, through seeing the characters, and through these puzzles and different types of locations. We're going to try and put live streaming things down where maybe they get to pick where the staff members go and what they do. We're going to try to incorporate as many of the elements that we would normally be able to incorporate at camp through the online forums and the online usage of the platform.
All right, that sounds great, Matt. So what I wanted to do right now is just show you a couple things. So I am going to figure out how to share my screen again. There we go. And so the first thing I want to show you, which you've already seen, is our 2020 patch. Notice that it's a NoBe Everywhere. So that's kind of how we couple together with our where in the world idea. And then each scout will receive the camp patch. We hope that they will earn the theme award. And that will be, let me open up the pin in the patch. So there you go. So that pin will fit into the patch, and then I have a larger size of that. So let me open that up. Let me try again to open that up. There we go. So that's our where in the world, NoBe 2020. So that'll fit perfectly in the patch that they get. So we are asking that everybody work on that in the forms section of the website. That will be an individual theme pin award. Those are going to be going after they're filled in to our office manager, Matt Austin, and he'll be in contact with the individual scouts as they send them in. This is a little different than what we're used to, because normally the end of the week, the troop leader fills out the form, takes it to the trading post, gets the pins for the kids. In this case, the individual scouts are going to have to do those by themselves and send them in. And again, we certainly would love encouragement from the leaders and the SPLs to make sure the kids are doing that. Same is going to be true for the honor troop form, and that is going to be in the form section of the website. And again, that'll be submitted to Matt Austin, our office manager. And there's also an honor patrol form done by the SPL, again, submitted to Matt Austin, the office manager. I'll open one just to let you see quickly what that's going to look like. So I'm going to
If you're looking for the form section, it's not up on the website yet. That'll be published probably on Sunday, so everyone has access to it.
I'm sorry. Yes, it's not up there yet, but I'm going to share the screen here. And this is an idea of what the NoBe Everywhere, Where in the World Pin Award would be. And you can see scouts must complete 6 of the following. So they have some choices, things like doing the good turn daily. How about preparing a camp meal or help your family prepare a camp meal during NoBe Everywhere? Spend some time outside. So again, that's the type of thing that'll be, and there'll be a form for each of the, as we mentioned, for Honor Troop, Honor Patrol, and the individual pin award. So thank you, Mark, for asking that question about that theme. That did allow us to branch out into quite a few other things. So Mark and Todd, if you want to look and continue with some, see how many chats we have left that we haven't answered.
Let's see. How do we order kits for the badges requiring the wood carving? I think we covered that one already through the virtual trading post.
Yes.
The prerequisites, again, the next question's about those. There's a list of those posted on the website. Mark added the NoBe Square site there for ordering things through the virtual trading post. Do we need to register it for FCL as well as merit badges? That's yes. It's actually on the merit badge schedule for 2 different blocks, so make sure they register for both blocks of time, please. This year's theme, hey, we just answered that. Does the scout need to attend both time slots for FCA per week? The answer is yes to that. They should attend both time sessions, and then they can take 3 other badges. Can scouts change their mind on badges after they sign up online? Again,
the answer to that is yes. It becomes a little bit more complicated than going back in the double knot. But if they shoot me an email, Mark, M-A-R-C, @nobebosco.org, they can do that.
We have a new scout that's still not listed on our roster, although the paperwork was submitted to council a week ago. A month. The boy wants to join, and his birthday is only a few days before camp. Can they participate? Absolutely. This is just a personal issue about no confirmation being received. Again, you're going to have to contact Ann Murphy at council office if they can't find their confirmation. It's probably just a typo in the email that was put into the registration system. Can you please review again how the prerequisites work? Who signs off on them? How a leader or home leader or camp leader?
It could be either for it. Preferably the home leader, just because they tend to know the scout the best. But it also depends on what the requirement is. If it's a physical thing that they could show or demonstrate that they've done, then they could bring a picture. They could show the actual physical thing. If it's something that the scoutmaster would normally sign off on, then the scoutmaster would sign off on that in advance.
Is it mandatory for scoutmasters to join if they have a low number of scouts joining virtual NoBe?
It is not. It's as much as you want to be involved with it, you can be involved with it. But the scouts can also operate totally independent if you want to.
Another person that can't find the receipt, they want to know who the email is coming from. I believe it's coming from Double Knot.
Yeah, I think it's noreply@doublenot.com.
Let's see. Oh, there it is. Someone already answered that for them. Actually, that's nice. Thank you. Will there be shirts and hats for sale in the virtual trading post?
There will, and that'll be nice. There will be an embroidered shirt. There'll be an embroidered hat, and I have to tell you, they look really, really cool. And there will also be, it's a theme shirt. It will look just like the embroidered shirt, but it will be a bigger size and a different material than the embroidered shirt. So yes, that will all be up there shortly.
Can we get a list of the suggested meals ahead of time so the scouts can buy the correct food?
That's
a great suggestion.
Great suggestion. We should post the menu, I guess, Mark.
Yeah, we'll post our normal camp menu and tell you what we're eating up here. So suggested that maybe you want to try the same stuff at home.
That's awesome.
Will scouts get a NoBe year participation badge? I believe they're thinking the achievement ward rockers, maybe.
You know what? The answer to that is yes, but we have not actually dealt with that yet. We've talked about it, and we've got to figure out how we're gonna work that out. But yes, I have those awards, and yes, we would send them out. We just haven't quite figured out how we're going to do that just yet.
Another question about menus and recipes and how to order their patches and pins. I think we covered that one. What are the time spots for FCA? Mark, you got those?
2 to 3 and 3 to 4. It's the 2-hour window right after lunch.
Cool. And then again, a question, probably, what is FCA? Just to review what FCA is. We keep throwing it around.
FCA stands for our First Class Adventure Program. It's our new scout program. And in there, we focus on requirements from tenderfoot, second, and first class. We're also going to give scouts the opportunity to see around camp. We're going to make sure that they get into every department and program area. They'll even go up to the range and watch Bruce do some shooting, which he's very excited about.
Will leaders be able to log into the merit badge sessions?
Probably not. Most of the merit badge sessions are going to be done through a link through the classroom. The same way we don't necessarily want leaders kind of hovering over in physical camp. We're kind of hoping for the independence the same way here.
Mark, I did want to add, though, that just to make sure everybody knows, we are following 2 deep leadership rules. We will have 2 18-year-olds in each merit badge class to make sure that we are covering that.
Just a question about what is the specific role of the leader in NoBe Everywhere?
Well, that is a great question. And it's going to be, obviously, we're going to have 3 leaders meetings where we'll be open to questions and fill you in on what's going on for the day. Our hope is that you will encourage your scouts to attend the sessions, to participate in all the evening camp-wide events, to go to the campfires, to go to some of the morning and evening colors. The idea is you're going to hopefully encourage your scouts to be participating, which is kind of what you do at camp anyway, but it's also to make sure your SPL is attending the SPL meetings, and then again, to kind of make sure all those forms get filled out and sent into our office manager, Matt Austin. Again, they're not up at the website yet, but they will be.
If a scout participates as an individual without the troop, should he or she sign up as the SPL to get the information?
All scouts are going to get all the information. So in our daily email that's going to come out, it'll have links to all the different events and the activities that are going on. The SPL is really just going to take on the role of hopefully doing skits in the campfire on Friday, organizing the troop to complete the honor patrol and honor troop requirements. So everyone will still have the same access to the information.
Mark, I was going to add, if we see kids, individual kids, and there's nobody else from their troop listed there, we do have a provisional leader who's going to get in touch with them and kind of provide that encouragement that we were talking about. So that is going to happen. I also saw somebody asked about Wednesday, the Wednesday progress reports we usually hand out. Again, we will have posted online the actual grid sheet telling what they've done. So you'll be able, as the leader, to go in and actually look and see the requirements that are done completely, just as you would walking around the camp. So we are not going to send out specific progress reports, because you'll be able to look at any time, which normally you couldn't easily do, and find out how the kids are doing.
There's a question here from a leader that says, our unit normally pays for the patches and the pins. How can we handle that through NoBe Everywhere?
I'm going to give that one to you, Bob.
Yes. So the patch and the pin are, we're not charging for, so they're going to be sent out to every scout. Every scout gets the patch. If they fill out the form and get that into Matt Austin and we get approval, we will send him the pin also. In terms of the year awards, we're going to have to suck that up too. So again, once we figure out those forms, we're not going to be sending charges to the troops for that. But again, we only want you to pick for the ones for the current year, not for future years, planning for what's going to happen.
About blue cards. Blue cards are going to be written by our counselors and sent to the scouts. And you already answered the question about how they're going to see the requirements about which scout has completed. Mark, I don't think we answered the question about FCA for some of the leaders that don't know what they get when they complete FCA. Could you answer that one?
Sure. FCA actually gets, we call it a green card because that's what we used to use that for it. But it'll be a list of all the different requirements that the scout completed during that week. And it'll be the ones that they were there for, the ones that they worked on and they attended. And then that scout then brings that back to you. And you can decide if you want to put it into their scout book or not. But we certainly think that they've met the requirement by working with us on that.
And then, Mark, we also are going to try to say, we're going to send out the first class adventure flap to those kids who fully participated. And also, he's got one on. And then for the Trail to Eagle kids, they will get again, if they participate and show up at the Tuesday session and participate in the badges, they'll also get sent out the Trail to Eagle card.
Question about troop pictures.
Oh, that is so sad. What a sad, sad question. You're going to make me very upset. Unfortunately, we will not be having troop pictures this year. Obviously, more than anything else, would we love to be able to do that.
They
you could certainly log into a Zoom session like
Zoom
this.
Background. So maybe
Say that again.
They want us to send out a Zoom background of maybe the end of the dining hall so they can do their own.
I like it.
I like that idea. We'll see if Mark is our super duper tech guy. See if he can figure that one out.
You could certainly have a troop Zoom like this and screenshot it. I think it'd be pretty funny to see the troop photo look like that.
Yeah.
And if you share it with us, and this is going to be my shameless plug here, you can follow us on Instagram at Camp NoBe Bosco. And you can also follow us on YouTube now at NoBe Everywhere, all one word. But if you were to tag us on there, we may just give you the shout out on Instagram.
And then we did a lot of people, we've mentioned the website a lot, just to remind you, all you have to do is Google the words NoBe Everywhere. And at least as of yesterday, we still come up as the top link. So you Google NoBe Everywhere, boom, you'll get right to our NoBe Everywhere website for this summer that has everything.
Well, we have ripped through the questions in the chat so far.
Yes, so that's fantastic, Todd. Appreciate it. So just remind everybody that theme video is going to be posted at the website, and also this actual lengthy meeting is also going to be viewed and we'll put that link. Chris Clark is reminding everybody, but we'll also put that link at our website so people can see it. Any questions that you have not been able to ask or we haven't answered, please again email us. Mark at nobebosco.org. I think there's a Todd at nobebosco.org also, is there?
There's not.
I use my
There's
other.
not. All right. It'll be Mark, MARC at nobebosco.org. Ernie asked about the bugs, and they are starting to get bad. Unfortunately, Jay, our head cook, was just stung on his head by a bee today, and he doesn't do well with bees. So hasn't been horrible yet, but they're starting to get angry because there aren't a lot of people to bite. There's just the senior staff here.
You should know though, without people in camp for the last 13 weeks, there's a ton of chipmunks, rabbits, all sorts of small animals. And there were just 2 deer that walked past the A field where I'm sitting.
I wanted to add one more thing before we break up here that Bruce Lemkin had asked me to mention, and that is for the archery shotgun rifle merit badges. Remember, they're doing all the instruction for those, and then we will be offering weekends once we're allowed to, which might be in the fall. If not the fall, it'll be in the end of winter, beginning of spring, where any scouts who need to finish the shooting parts of those badges will be able to come to camp and finish that, and no extra charge for that. So we put that in as a bonus, and again, something that hopefully you can get some kids to sign up for and get some more numbers for us here at camp. I think that will do us. I cannot thank the staff for joining in all over camp. We really appreciate it. Ann and Mike Worth, we really appreciate it. We are excited about running this, but again, unless we've got your kids joining us, will not be as much fun. So we're really looking forward to seeing kids through the Zoom meetings, to having an audience, even though it's virtual, for our campfires. And again, we want to have a great summer. We're doing something that no other camp is doing, and that's allowing the scouts to have a camp experience, not just a merit badge factory experience like so many other counselors are doing. So we want you to be a part of it. It'll make it more fun for us, but it's also obviously a very, very, very unique experience. So thanks, everybody. Email us if you have questions, and appreciate everybody. Looking forward to a great 4 weeks of camp here, and obviously for a great full 6 weeks next summer. Hopefully we'll all be vaccinated.
Bye, folks.
Take care, everybody. We'll wave goodbye. Chris Clark, you got to take over here, I guess.